My name is Yedidia. I work at ECP as a tutor, and I scored a 1510 on my SAT. I scored a 730 on the English test and a 780 on the maths test. So I took the SAT twice, first in December 2019, and this next time I took it on December 2022. The first time I took it, I scored a 1450, a 720 on the English, and a 730 on the maths. The second time I took it 3 years later, I scored a 1510, 730 on the English, and a 780 on the maths. So for my first preparation, where I scored 1450, I took around 6 weeks of my time. It took around 6 weeks to prepare, and the next time I took around 2 weeks. To prepare for the ACT, I used different resources. First and foremost, I did a lot of practice questions. I did all the practice questions provided by the SAT itself, and I also went on Reddit and found different year tests, and I did them too. The second resource I used was mostly a website called Prep Scholar. It had very good resource on the writing section of the test, which I was quite struggling at. For the reading section, I used mostly the Black Book, which was a very succinct guide to how to approach the SAT test. And first and foremost, I believe the best resource from all the three is doing lots of practice questions, doing the tests multiple times, going around them multiple times, so you can like recognize the pattern, you can recognize the way they are asking, you can improve your speed. The most difficult constraint in the SAT exam is actually the time constraint, so practicing your timing and the way how you approach the questions, being familiar with it, putting your brain in that mind frame is quite an important task. So I believe the best resource is to do the practice questions multiple times and just practice. And that's what I tell a lot of people, and most people that do that really succeed at the exam. I did a lot of practice tests. I did the official time provided from the SAT website, and I also found this Reddit folder where it contained a few of the exams from past years. So I practiced a lot on them. I believe like the key factor in the SAT examination is practice tests and getting familiar yourself with the test format. Because it's time constrained, you won't do it quickly if you just go in by just studying or taking a course. You need to practice the exam a lot of times. You need to time yourself. You need to get familiar with yourself with the exams, and also you must like you can do the practice exam multiple times. One of the practice exams multiple times. I did that, so you can get familiar with the phrasing. You can get familiar with the timing and the patterns of the exam. And another thing that is important is to, after you have finished doing a practice test, you need to analyze what your mistakes were, identify those weaknesses, what took you time, what kind of passage is taking you time. And you don't need to do like the whole thing at once. You can divide it up and do like one paragraph, one reading section here, like for like a 12 minutes reading section session, and time yourself, like practice how quickly you did it, and continue to the other, and do the same thing for maths. Like you can do like the 25 sections, or you can do 10 questions and time yourself at that rate. So I believe the key factor is to practice. Before taking the exam, you need to build confidence. To build confidence, the best way is to make sure you score a good score before taking the test. So while doing a practice exam, try to reach a level that you want to achieve. Uh, so like find your weaknesses, do a lot of practice days, find your weaknesses, like strike those weaknesses. If it's from writing, go on Prep Scholar or the slides provided from ECP and like try to study those parts where you're weak at, try to do questions at those places. And also if your problem is reading, do lots of reading, practice reading questions, like time yourself at that. So like build a level of confidence before the examination that you can like at least score the minimum score you want to do, and at least try to maximize that when you're in there. And while also taking the test, try to uh, try to be confident, try to be emotionally stable, and try to just focus on the examination, because of its time constraint, you need to like put 100% of your brain energy in the exam and like completely being focused. So I believe like that's my best advice for the SAT.